I want you to imagine this. Paying 1.5 times the listing price for a home in Bellevue, Washington. Sounds extreme, right? But that's exactly what happened in a nail-biting bidding war, where a house listed at $875,000 sold for an astonishing $1,305,000. Welcome to the high-stakes world of the greater Seattle real estate market. I'm Morrow here to navigate you through these wild market trends and what that means for you. So buckle up for your greater Seattle area real estate market update report for March 2024. And let's get into it right now. As the spring blossoms in Seattle, so does the intensity of our real estate market. But don't worry, you won't have to go in it alone. Whether you're eyeing Bellevue, Seattle, or Tacoma, or one of the many other greater suburbs of King, Pierce, or Snohomish counties, I've got the latest data, strategies, and real-life stories to guide you on your home buying or selling journey. Today, we're not only going to take a look at what is going on in the real estate market with statistical data, but we're diving deep into what's fueling these fierce bidding wars and how you can prepare whether you're selling high or buying smart. Before we unravel the secrets of this month's real estate market, I want to hear from you. Have you faced or heard of extreme bidding wars like the one going on in Bellevue? How are you feeling about stepping into this market? Share your thoughts and questions below, and especially if you're listening from a different state or a different city, I would love to hear how your market is similar or different to mine. And don't worry, I'll be getting into the nitty-gritty details of this Bellevue battle that happened later on, so don't worry, you won't want to miss it. Let's dive into our report, shall we? All right, market dynamics. First off, let's talk transactions. Closed sales are blooming, showing a fresh 3% increase over last year, a sure sign of thawing in our market's winter chill. What's driving this growth, you might ask? It's a combination of steady interest rates and that undeniable greater Seattle area spring magic. And if you're on the fence about buying or selling, this could be your sign that the market's heating up with opportunities for both sides of the real estate coin. So one of my clients recently scored an awesome property up in Cedar Woolley, and we were able to help them close on it in 2 weeks with the help of a fantastic lender that I partner with. Their video testimonial will be dropping on the channel soon, so be on the lookout for that. All right, now let's talk inventory insights. So let's switch it up and go over the inventory, or should I say the scarcity of it. Despite the season change, listings are still playing hard to get, with significant drops across King, Snohomish, and Pierce counties. But don't let this scarcity scare you. It's all about strategy. Whether you're a first-time homebuyer or you're looking to upgrade, navigating this tight market requires insight, patience, and a bit of creativity. Keep in mind, in a market where listings are scarce, sellers face less competition, turning the tables in their favor. Meanwhile, homebuyers who time their moves wisely can transform housing market limitations into winning opportunities. Take, for example, one of my recent clients who was both a homebuyer and a seller, their testimonial on my YouTube channel. Luke and Caitlin were looking to sell their place in University Place and upgrade into a larger home in Puyallup, Washington. We were able to accomplish this type of move as a buyer and a seller in this crazy seller's market. So you can check out their story in their video in my client video testimony playlist on my channel right here. Okay, now let's take a closer look at our 3 major counties that the greater Seattle area resides in. King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties, of course. The heartlands of our market. King County is holding strong with a median sales price of $785,000, while Snohomish and Pierce counties offer competitive alternatives at $679,950 for Snohomish and $515,000 for Pierce County, respectively. What about the new listings, you might ask? Well, they're trickling in, but here's where the strategy kicks in. This is where it's super important to take a look at your priorities on where you want to move to and what type of home you want to buy, because some areas will have much steeper competition than others. The greater Seattle area is made up of a ton of micro real estate markets. A home seller in Graham, Washington, for instance, should not be looking at what is going on in Bellevue, Washington, and think it's going to guarantee that they can produce the same sort of competitive results on their home sale. By the way, if you're enjoying this market update, you can totally sign up and subscribe to my email list, where I not only send you this video every month, but I also send you a market downloadable guide full of other helpful tips and tricks you can check out by clicking the link in my description and signing up. Okay, now for that story I promised you about the Bellevue home that sold for almost 1.5 times the listing price. Let's dive in. I'm gonna set the scene for you guys right now. I recently had a client actually involved in this bidding war in Bellevue, Washington. Newsflash, they were not one of the winning offers. The property, a 3-bedroom fixer-upper listed at $875,000, became a battleground for a whopping 25 offers. My client, armed with an escalation clause up to $950,000, was hopeful yet realistic. So let's keep in mind, my client was willing to escalate $75,000 above list price, and they did not even come close because, as you know, I spoiled it from you from the beginning of this video. This property sold for hundreds of thousands above list price. This wasn't just any house, it was a potential goldmine for investors looking to rebuild or capitalize on Bellevue's desirable location. Despite our strategic approach, the property sold for an eye-watering $1,305,000, turning the typical buyer's guidebook on its head. This scenario showcasing a final sale at 149.14% of the listed price. That's right, folks, nearly a whopping 150% of the listed price serves as a vivid example of the competitive edge required in today's market, especially in more competitive places in the greater Seattle area, such as Bellevue, Washington. Bellevue, with its thriving tech scene and vibrant community, is hotter than ever, making it a stark reminder of the urgency and precision needed whether you're planning to buy or sell in this heated environment. And if you want to win in Bellevue right now, you're going to have to pay for it, at least for the time being. By the way, if you want to go watch a 6+ minute video where I go into even more detail on this exact bidding war, what happened, and I break down the strategy, etc., you can go watch that on my YouTube channel. Just look for the link in the description below as well. As a takeaway from this roller coaster, I want to emphasize the importance of being prepared and working closely with a realtor who understands the nuances of your local market. Whether you're in Bellevue or branching out to other parts of the greater Seattle area, knowing what you're stepping into is more crucial than ever. This story isn't just about a house sold, it's a lesson in market dynamics, strategy, and the unpredictable nature of real estate today. Okay, so let's talk about what your spring strategy should be right now as you're looking to either buy or sell in this spring market right now. As the season shifts, so should your approach. With the spring market awakening, now's the time to fine-tune your buying and selling strategies. Sellers, consider getting your home on the market while there's less cyclical competition, as there will most likely be in the summer months when the home inventory is traditionally higher. And buyers, stay alert to new listings and be ready to act swiftly since the market is heating up. I would recommend that you are working with a realtor who is sending you everything that is on the MLS, as well as has a good strategy in place for sending you off-market properties as well, with how low inventory is. Remember, whether you're on either side of the transaction, a smart, informed strategy is your key to success. Okay, so pro tips for all of my loyal viewers and listeners. Before you start your home buying or selling journey in this spring market, here are a few tidbits of wisdom. In this tight market, every advantage counts. For buyers, get your financing in order and be ready to move on a property. Most houses are starting to move quicker, so odds are the ones that you find that you really want, there are going to be others who really want that same house and have already gotten their ducks lined up with their pre-approval ready to go. I also cannot stress enough with the updates and laws to the buyer agency agreements, it is important that you are super clear with your buyer's agent what expectations you have when working with your buyer's agent. I am all for making sure a realtor is properly compensated for their time working with a buyer or seller, and at the same time, I'm very much advocating for full transparency when it comes to the working relationship that the realtor has with their client. Make sure you have set your hiring agreement properly where you believe it is fair for both you and your realtor. There are key parts in the hiring agreement that dictate who pays your realtor a portion, if not all, of their compensation owed to them in the event that the seller is not paying it. There are also parts of the hiring agreement that clearly outline what you want your realtor to do in the event that there is a house where the seller is not offering your realtor a compensation. Do you want your realtor to show the house to you if you know that your agreement states you will pay your realtor's compensation if the seller is not offering one? Or do you want your realtor to not be sending you or showing you those properties where the seller is not offering your buyer's agent compensation? These are all negotiable in your hiring agreement, and again, with the new recent changes to the forms for Washington State, make sure you're going over this with your realtor. Now, for sellers, I never forget about you. Since multiple offer situations and bidding wars are becoming common again in certain parts of the greater Seattle area, it would be smart to set yourself up to put yourself in the strongest negotiating position possible. Consider getting a home inspection on your house done yourself to provide to any buyer that tours your home and is interested in possibly making an offer on your property before they go under contract with you. This can strengthen the chance of a buyer either accepting the inspection that you provided as their home inspection, or they may conduct what is called a pre-inspection. And that is where the buyer will have an inspector inspect the property prior to making an offer. The main benefits of either of these scenarios are the buyer is now presenting an offer to you, the seller, where there is no longer an inspection contingency in place, meaning the buyer can no longer back out on you, the seller, due to an inspection. This can create a win-win situation where the buyer got their peace of mind knowing the condition of the property, and you, the seller, did not have to take your home off the market and risk losing thousands of dollars in market value based on a home buyer backing out of your deal due to a failed home inspection, and you as the seller having to put your home back on the market. Most of the time, a seller having to put their home back on the market after going under contract with a buyer that does not end up moving forward with the home purchase ends up hurting the seller's final purchase price by a lot. It typically leads to either a price reduction or another buyer putting the home under contract at a lesser amount than before. So the best strategy as a home seller is doing your best to make sure you have the right buyer under contract on your property the first time around. Now, there is no way to perfectly execute this every time. However, you can do your best to mitigate risk. As we wrap up this month's market insights, remember, I'm here to guide you through every step of your real estate journey. From the opportunities to the tight twists of the inventory challenges, together we'll navigate the vibrant terrain of the greater Seattle real estate market. Reach out, let's talk about your real estate goals and tackle them together. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Keep an eye on this channel for more insights, tips, and real estate must-knows. To watch more videos about the real estate market as well as home buying and selling process in the greater Seattle area, you're going to want to watch these videos right here. My name is Morrow, your friendly neighborhood social media realtor located here in the greater Seattle area who works with both home buyers and home sellers, just like all of these wonderful people over the years. And I tell you all of this because real estate should be for all of us. Have a great day.